Hi everyone, we are back again with another weekly session with Charak Pharma and Mom Junction. Charak Pharma is a leader in the Ayurvedic industry for the past 70 years. Their products are known for their high quality standards. Charak Pharma's products are exported to 35 countries around the world and they boast of 100 million happy customers. They are also prescribed by 20,000 doctors across India. So this week we are going to discuss about the nutritional needs of women and the importance of a healthy diet for women. And today we are joined by Dr. Manisha Mishra, a medical consultant for Charak Pharma. Hello, Dr. Mishra. It's great to have you over here.
Hi, Arshia. Nice to be on Mom's Junction and really interested in talking about Ayurveda, nutrition, and women. So let us begin.
Yes. So as women and especially as working moms, we are very prone to neglecting our own dietary needs, I feel. And I'm sure a lot of moms who are tuned in today can relate to this because they're either too busy with their hectic lifestyle, taking care of kids, taking care of family. So they're either too busy to eat or they are prone to putting their family's needs before themselves, which is where this gap in their nutrition comes in.
See, women are pretty emotional being and they are driven by emotions. So it is but natural. They usually place the entire family ahead of them. They are the nurturers, so it is very natural. So nurturers not being nourished is actually a dilemma and a problem by itself. They do not realize that the amount of energy and work they put in, they also require equal amount of nutrition, and it has to come through diet. Working, non-working, being at home, they are so prone to skipping on their breakfast or the lunch, delaying their dinners, looking after everybody, that their nutrition constantly remains compromised. So that is a sad state. In India, around 50% women are anemic. They are low on iron, and an equal amount of women are low on calcium too. And these two elements, which are very vital, we need at least calcium, iron, and folic acid at normal ranges to function optimally. So, with lesser of this functioning optimally, we keep on depleting whatever is left in our bodies. So, yes, nutrition is very important, and women need to neglect, and we need to learn how to incorporate all these things through our diet,
Yes,
especially
definitely. Especially when what you said about anemia, right? And
yeah.
iron deficiency. It's so important because I find myself chronically anemic and low on iron, and I constantly have to keep going back on my iron supplements and trying to incorporate more and more iron-rich foods. But then again, that comes with again it is in competition with my need to like go on a diet constantly and like constantly wanting to lose weight, even especially post pregnancy. I think a lot of women can relate to this, and they end up going on all of these trendy diets like keto and veganism. I don't know about veganism, okay, I won't talk about that, but keto and GM diet and all of those things, right? And yeah, and they end up, I especially found myself constantly feeling cranky and tired and like really lacking energy, and that's obviously because of a lack of nutrition, right?
Okay. I don't know the need to be. I understand women go through various phases. They end up putting on weight. They will lose the weight also. Because we lack on nutrients, we are always on the higher side. This people have to understand. Low on calcium, you tend to be obese. Low on iron, you tend to be obese because the body does not understand you're missing on something. So it keeps on trying to tell you to eat more so that you can replenish whatever is lost. Instead, what we think, we will eat some other things to lose whatever is there. So losing fat is not necessarily nourishing your body. So learn to first have optimum nourishment. As I said, calcium, iron, and folic acid. You can have it through natural elements. I'll tell you about it. But what should be the healthy diet like? You should know that first. You should have three kind of food. And this Ayurveda also suggests, this modern medicine will also suggest, this nutritionists will also tell you One is bodybuilding food. Women do not have a lot of muscle, but they still have muscles and they need to give food to it because there is a regular wear and tear on a regular basis. So you need to have bodybuilding food, which are basically proteins. So you can have your dals, meat, poultry, whatever, veg, non-veg, but it should be giving you proteins. So aapka rajma, dal, anything related to lentils is your protein part. Coming to the next segment is energy giving food, which will come from your carbohydrates and healthy fats. So carbohydrates are what is your chawal, atta, different kind of atta, potatoes, and healthy fats. Again, healthy fats is not cheese. It is good refined oil, whatever is natural to your area where you're living. It could be mustard, it could be sesame, it could be olive oil, it could be groundnut oil. Choice is yours. And ghee and white butter. So these are the things which are healthy fats and they are giving energy to you. So your 30% of food should be this, carbohydrates and fats. Now coming to what is the remaining part is vitamins and minerals. And where do you get it from? The things which we avoid the most is fruits and vegetables. So that also is necessary. What we do is we'll have one dal roti, we'll make a roll of some paneer into a roti and carry it to the office and have it. So we are missing on elements of fruits and vegetables. So whenever you are hungry, carry snacks which are fruits and remember to have at least one portion of vegetable in a day. So these are the foods which are necessary in your diet. So proteins, carbohydrates, fats, and fruits and vegetable. So once you balance it out and you eat it in correct quantity, quantity is important. No food is good or bad. आपने क्या quantity खाया is important, and you should understand your digestion so that you're eating correctly. What we don't understand is sometimes we eat for greed because it is looking nice. Women, they see samosas and their eyes pop out and they have to eat it. You're out. You have to
I can
eat
relate to that.
it.
Yeah.
It's not inviting you. You have agreed to eat it. So you can do it once in 15 days, but making a habit out of it, you're having some junk on a daily basis, you will end up piling more weight and no nourishment. So be very careful of what you put in your body.
Yes, definitely. And yeah, what you said about there's this whole big misconception that fats are bad, or people avoiding fruits because sugars are bad. But actually, the thing is, you need to have healthy fats, and you need to have your controlled amount of food as well, fruit as well, on a daily
Yes,
basis.
one fruit necessary. आपने एक fruit खाना ही है. You have it in the
Hello.
morning, you have it in the evening. Hello. Yeah. So one fruit is essential. You have to have one fruit per
Yes, we
day.
can hear you. Yeah.
Whatever is your choice. Yeah, whatever is your choice. I was talking about calcium and iron. So what are the sources of calcium and iron? From natural elements. So calcium you can get from dairy products. Doodh is necessary. Cow milk especially is necessary. Don't avoid it. You can have toned and skimmed and whatever kind of milk, but have 1 cup of milk daily. You can have paneer. That also is a source of calcium. In nuts and seeds, you can have almonds, which are good at in calcium. In seeds, sesame, you til hai. Abhi til ki chikki, I think everybody is eating during winters. It's very, very good in calcium. So one chammach will give you around 88 milligrams of calcium, which is very good. Everything is absorbed. It is not like elemental calcium. It's a dietary calcium. So sesame is my favorite. I tell everybody to have sesame or rajgira or sunflower seeds. They are good in calcium. Chia seeds, high in calcium. So incorporate this in your diet. For iron, beetroot, spinach, everybody knows it. Gajar is season is there. Please have at least one gajar. You can boil it and eat it. I don't tell people to have raw vegetables because it's a little difficult to digest, but you can boil beet and gajar. You can make a halwa out of it with no sugar. Gajar itself is sweet. So all these things are measures which will give you natural sources, and these are absorbed nicely by the body and they are not harming. So go ahead and have them.
Yeah, that's definitely like great to know. And at this point, I would just like to talk to our Mom Junction audience and tell them about the contest that we are running in collaboration with Charak Pharma Trade. So, at the end of this session, we will be giving you two questions in relation to what we discussed today. And two lucky winners stand the chance of winning Koful gift hampers. So, make sure you stay tuned till the end and leave your answers in the comment section below. So, Dr. Mishra, the first most common question that we get, like at Mom Junction, is to do with lactation, right? So, is it possible to improve lactation in new moms through diet modifications? And like, what sort of steps can they take to ensure sufficient nutritional intake when they are breastfeeding?
Okay, so new moms and breastfeeding is a struggle. Ideal recommended is at least till 6 months, your baby should be exclusively breastfed unless you are unwell and if there is not enough lactation. So, not enough lactation could have many reasons. If it is due to just generic reason that you're stressed or some other thing, please ensure that you're eating well. Go on lighter, easy to digest food. You have a lot of soups and have a lot of dairy. दूध जरूर पीजिए because that is important when you are feeding a baby. You feel thirsty. You're exhausted. You are dehydrated, and that has to be replenished either with water or some soups of dals or with milk or kheer. So that is essential to have. Ghee is an essential element to have. These few things are necessary. You will not put on weight if you're having cow ghee in a correct quantity. And even if you put on weight during that time, you will shed it the moment your baby starts walking. So don't fret over it that I'm going to put on weight. Just eat correct so that your baby is well nourished. There are herbs and there are many kitchen things which will help improve lactation. First one is methi ka laddu. I think it's famous across India and everybody has it. Methi gond ka laddu. Methi is a very good lactational tonic. That seed improves lactation. You can have just 1 tablespoon, soak it overnight and have it like a kheer or just uh, run it through a blender and eat it like that as a chutney. That will work. Cumin seeds help to improve lactation. There is a herb called shatavari, which helps lactation. There is kalonji, which improves lactation. There are garden cress seed. It's known as a halim or halim. I don't know other regional names for it. And that is one of the most amazing things to improve lactation. You can just have 1 tablespoon in a day, and lactation will automatically start improving. Otherwise, there are supplements which can be had, which are made up of shatavari, like Charak or Pharma does produce Galacol granules and tablets. And if taken correctly throughout the first 6 months, you will have enough lactation to feed your baby so that you are happy and your baby is healthy.
Awesome. So the next question that we get is, I think it's obvious that if you're going to take a nutrition deficient diet, that it'll take a toll on your immunity. So what sort of steps can women take to improve their overall immunity?
You know, the best part about women is they actually have a stronger immunity as compared to men. It's we always say women tend to overreact, so their immune system also tends to overreact. It's always in a hyperactive state. So you are more prone to allergies. Well, you'll sneeze more if some allergen passes through. Women are also more prone to autoimmune diseases. So that being one part, but nutrition, low iron and low calcium will always compromise with your immunity. So it is necessary that you have a balanced diet that I have told you earlier, that you have these things in correct measure, have at correct timings, have in balanced quantity, and if at all you are recovering from some illness, go ahead and have some immune boosting herbs. You can have guduchi, you can have haldi wala doodh, um, you can have amla. And if you do not wish to have these herbs separately, fall immunity tablets from Charak Pharma are also very good to boost and enhance immunity. And if you have it for 2-3 months regularly, your immunity will be balanced. So that is more important. Balancing immunity is more important in women than enhancing immunity.
Yeah, definitely. Like, can you tell us a little bit more about what's in these immunity enhancing tablets, Kofol
So,
immunity enhancing tablets? Sorry, yeah.
So there is Giloy or Guduchi or Tinospora, which is currently well known for its antiviral effects. There is curcumin, there is trifla, there is bugul, and there are many more such herbs which will help enhance and balance its immune modulator. So it will modulate your immunity. It will balance everything correctly so that your immunity status is good.
Awesome. So we have a question coming in from our viewer. So Mohita Singh is asking, does eating the same diet every day lead to weight gain?
No, Mohita, eating same diet daily in correct quantity is no problem at all. But obviously, nobody wants to eat the same thing again and again. Variation is always welcome. Get creative with your cooking abilities. You can make dal in different ways. Whatever you eat, you can just pep it up with different flavors, and I don't think it is going to help you put on weight. In fact, it helps you nourish correctly. So you see what you're eating. If you think you're eating something which is unhealthy and that on regular basis, then you will put on weight. So check out whether your fat content is more. See whether you're having stale food. See whether you're skipping breakfast. Skipping breakfast is the first step towards weight gain. So never ever skip a breakfast because then your body tends to start stacking up fat in need ki this female is going to fast herself for longer duration. So don't skip the breakfast. So breakfast is that ना 12 घंटे बाद आपको कुछ खाना है. So eat
Yeah.
something.
All right. So Rinki Nainani Bhojwani is asking, can you please suggest which nutrients are necessary for keeping PCOS in control?
See, PCOS is a pretty lifestyle issue. So more than nutrients, you have to realize where did you go wrong in causing an imbalance in hormones, and it could sometimes be genetic. It could be, I don't know your age, but I think if you're a student, it is stress related. It happens during those juvenile years where you take a lot of stress. You are studying for 12th, you're studying for some exams, and you end up having wrong lifestyle. You're waking up late at night, and then sleeping for later in the morning, skipping breakfast and all. So you first check and correct your lifestyle. You see you're eating correctly. Most of the time, people who have PCOS are low on iron and low on calcium. So you will have to work on those nutrients. Manganese, there are sometimes serotonin levels are low. They are very prone to mood issues, and this is
Yeah.
related to serotonin. So people who are very moody or you think you have mood issues, check for your B complex levels, check for your vitamin D levels. If they are very, very down, you are prone to having mood swings. And you correct it by taking proper dairy, go out in the sun, soak up some sun, and always, when you're very angry, please have one banana. It helps. Yeah.
Yeah, I think people do tend to forget that like your mood is affected by your hormones. So yeah, eating something could very much help improve it.
I'm sorry.
So Himanshi Deepak Murdani is asking, after my delivery, I faced hair loss problem and back pain. My baby is 2 years old now, and still I'm facing these problems. Lots more different products and medicines that she's been using, but still she's experiencing hair loss.
Okay. See, hair loss and babies. Just after babies, it's very, very common. What happens during pregnancy? I'm sorry, I just had a dry cough.
That's all
During
right.
pregnancy, your hormones, estrogen, and all are at different levels, and because of that, hair growth, you all of a sudden feel there
Yeah.
is a density of hair, and you have good thick hair, and you never had such hair. But
Yeah,
that
yeah.
a transitional period for 9 months. The moment baby is born and your hormones are back to normal, you will lose whatever was extra. So it's
Mhm.
not extra hair loss, but you please check whether your ions are correct and you have enough calcium. If you do not have it, kindly aid it up with supplements or with proper nourishment. You check out on that.
Yeah. Yeah, I think everyone knows that. hair growth during
Yeah.
pregnancy. So, Neha Gupta is asking, what's the right time to wean off your baby?
See, babies need to be exclusively breastfed, nursed till the age of 6 months, and I completely would want every woman to follow it unless you have some problem and you need to bottle feed. That's absolutely all right, no worries. When see, you have to breastfeed as long as possible. Weaning off, I'm sorry, can begin from the 18th month. I'll give my example personally. I have two boys and I have nursed them for good 2 years, for 6 months exclusively. And then with food and everything, maybe 2 or 3 times in a day, they automatically leave. But 1 year, 12 months is necessary. Please breastfeed them. It is necessary for their cognition. It is necessary for their emotional health. It is necessary for immunity to develop well. It is necessary for mother child bonding. So don't wean off immediately. But if it is beyond 2 years, please go ahead and try to wean off.
That's great. Yeah. So another question that we get a lot is about the risks during pregnancy. And so can you tell us a little bit about the common health concerns that are associated with pregnancy and like anything, like any simple remedies that expectant mothers can follow to like ease off those symptoms or those risks?
See, there there could be multiple things, but I'll come to generalized problems which women face during pregnancy. First is nausea, vomiting, which is the first 3 months. It is all hormonal. Things which can work on this is stick to home remedies. If it is very heavy, please go and visit your doctors. But if it is simple nausea, which you manage with elaichi. You can have adrak ka ras with a little nimbu and rock salt. That works. Lime water works. Anar works. If nothing all this about these things work, you can have vomited syrup, which is from Charak Pharma, and it is beautiful, anti-emetic, anti-nauseant, and it is clinically tested and safe in pregnant women. So you can go ahead with all these things. Second problem comes is with I think there's a lot of urinary frequency which increases. Thyroid, iron, calcium are all those things which your gynec will cater to. I will not talk about it. If there is urinary frequency which is increasing, which people feel is happening because as the girth of your stomach increases, there's pressure on the bladder. So what you can do is keep roasted fennel seeds with you and have it 2 to 3 times in a day. That will stop this urgency to go to urination very often. It helps a lot. uh, Other things for iron calcium I have already told, so you follow those things. If you have thyroid and all, PCOS and all, please work it out with your gynec. If there is constipation, what you can do for constipation is remember after first 3 months of pregnancy, up dust munakka, 10 black raisins, you soak it in water and have early in the morning, first thing, so that you don't have acidity, no heartburn, no constipation. It is wonderful and it also helps you improve your iron levels. And it is great for intestinal health and it is also great for your baby. So you have raisins, have ghee at night, half a cup of milk with 1 tablespoon of ghee, and just when you're about to sleep, have it so that you have proper defecation in the morning, so that you don't end up having piles and all those problems. So these are common problems, and these are the common solutions which you can try at home.
That's great. So Aditi Khare Jain is asking, me and my 2.5-year-old baby have recovered from COVID a month back. So sorry to hear that, Aditi. So please suggest some remedies for immunity improvement, especially for her son.
Okay, so your baby is 2.5 years. I hope you people did not have a lot of severe symptoms. Either you could be asymptomatic or maybe mild to moderate symptomatic. Now that you have recovered, there's a thing called post-COVID, where people can have a lot of exhaustion even after you have recovered from it. So for your child, I would suggest there is a syrup, extramune syrup, which is from Charak Pharma, and it is very good to improve immunity. So if we can swallow tablets, then we can use Cofol immunity tablets, half tablets twice a day. But if we cannot, you can use extramune syrup around 5 ml 2 times in a day. Give it to him for 3 months, and you can also have the same. You can have Cofol immunity or extra immune syrup. Whatever you buy, it is safe for both of you.
Awesome. So another question that we get, okay, so we have a question coming in from Upasna Bajaj Jori, who's asking, I've been using fennel seeds in, oh, sorry, can we go back to the previous question?
No, she said it really helps. So
Oh, okay,
she
okay. Okay,
a
okay, okay.
commentation.
All right. So Kavita is asking how to increase immune power in 2-year-old baby. Please tell some home remedies.
So I assume your 2-year-old baby is eating everything that you're giving. Okay, this is a nice scientific study which I wanted to mention, that during your pregnancy, learn to eat all kind of taste, because your baby develops those kind of taste when it's in your womb. So do not say कि ये नहीं खाना, ये खाना. Just have everything, whether you like it or not. Your baby will automatically start liking it when the baby is born. Give him all the taste of food possible. Provide him with fruits. Vegetable soup is a must. You can make cabbage soups, you can make pumpkin soups. Please give them a lot of soups. You also have them. They improve strength instantly. There's a lot of vitamin and mineral coming from it. So you need that when you are recovering from illness. And for this kid, again, I would suggest extra immune syrup is very good for babies for every seasonal flu. We have been using it for quite some time. You can just give 5 ml once a day and he will be good.
Yeah, I think a big misconception about vegetable soup is that it's going to be bland or the kids not going to like it. But
No, no,
actually, there
no,
are so
you
many recipes, yeah, out there. Like you can really experiment and make it really, really tasty. And sorry, so there's one more question coming from Reeth Jagwani, who's asking, she's lost almost 7 kgs after delivery, but can you please suggest some tips to gain healthy weight?
okay, Reet, are you eating well? And please get your thyroid done first. Check what is your problem. Why would you lose 7 kgs? Where did you? How much did you put on? Is it that what you have lost? How many days have you lost? Have you lost it in 1 month or 2 months? Is it a natural weight loss? It could be. So you have to first see what was your weight first and how much have you lost. If it is more than what you had gained, then there is a cause to worry. If that is the case, please, whatever your mother is giving now, your badam, your khaskhas, your gon ka laddu, your methi ka laddu, please hog on it. Have a lot of dal because that is necessary. I'm sure you must be feeding your baby. So sometimes when you're nursing, you forget to eat calcium and iron, and that keeps on depleting from your body. Also, see whether you're stressed. Is there something which is bothering you? Please evaluate yourself for postpartum depression. Are you very moody and are you very irritable? Are you unhappy? Once you evaluate all that, then you will get a solution for what you're suffering from. So khana pura khaiye, but you evaluate also what is wrong with you.
Yeah. So Shivani Gupta is asking, I always get irritation in eyes and nose and a breathing problem during the harvest season. So can you please suggest something? So
Okay,
seasonal
Shiva.
allergies, yeah.
Women have women overreact on everything, including the immune system. This I have maintained. This I'll maintain forever in my life. So if you have this hypersensitivity, make sure when you're going out, now that mask is come in fashion, wear a mask. Apply ghee to your nostrils daily and balance your immunity with Kofol immunity tablets. Either you can have that, you can have haldi wala doodh if you like milk, or haldi ka pani. So these are the things which will help modulate your immunity. So having all these things will help you. And as I said, Kofol immunity will help balance it out. So have it for 1 to 3 months so that then you don't have troubles later.
Okay. So Ushma Doshi is asking, I'm low on energy and get exhausted. What all should I take to be more healthy and happy and to keep my little one also healthy and happy?
I don't know how old is your little one. The mom is healthy and happy, the baby automatically is healthy and happy, and vice versa. So, if you're feeling exhausted, see to it that you're well rested. You know, new moms do not understand that when your baby is sleeping, you also need to sleep. Get away from that phone. Throw it away. You don't need it. Your baby needs, you need your baby. Maybe 1 hour entertainment through the day is fine, but whenever your baby is sleeping, you also sleep. You don't need to do overdo things, because an exhausted mom cannot cope up with the energy of the baby. The baby is growing and you are exhausted, so you will not be able to enjoy what he's enjoying, he she. So ensure that you're sleeping well, ensure that you're eating well, ensure that whatever supplements that you're taking, you please take it correctly. And for you again, I will suggest that you could take Kofol immunity tablets so that your digestion is improved and you don't feel so fatigued.
Awesome. So Aditi Khare again asks, any tips and remedies for PCOD women fighting infertility and wanting to conceive?
Aditi, I'm sure you must be taking some medication. I don't know what all problems that you're suffering from with PCOS, infertility being one of them. It's related to ovulation. So if you want to improve ovulation, please correct your lifestyle. PCOS is very much a lifestyle disease. आपने सबसे पहले you have to stop eating sugary and high carb food. Just finish, don't have it at all, no sugars, and you will see slowly improvement in your ovulation. That is the first step. Second step is learn to exercise. Find 40 minutes of your day to do more than moderate exercise. You need to, whether you're thin or fat, that does not matter. It is not necessary that only fat women should work out or do exercise. Everybody needs, otherwise your muscles are going to get wasted. So do either yoga or you find some way to work out, go for a jog. Third thing, learn to relax and learn to get away from your anxiety. PCOS women are very prone to anxiety and they are in that constant loop of thinking ki it's not going to happen. So just come out of it, think positive, start doing meditation, become a little spiritual, eat well, and if you could, you can try Hyponate from Charak Pharma. These are supposed to help manage PCOS symptoms. If you want to know more, you can come on Charak Pharma page and chat with us directly, and we'll help out with your problems. So from 11 to 4, Monday to Friday, there are doctors available which will help out with your queries or your medical concerns, and nice guidance is given. So you can come and visit us there, and we will help you more.
That's awesome. So Upasana is asking, I get severe headaches when I'm stressed out or overworked or dehydrated. Is this a migraine and should I be worried or is this normal? And can you suggest any natural remedies?
Severe headaches, it's not natural that you get stressed and you have headache. Do you also have acidity when you are anxious? And how often are you anxious? Now that you're worried about headaches, that means it's happening very often. So
Yeah.
somewhere you need to work it out. Migraines are triggered. There has to be a trigger. Is it a food trigger? Is it a mood trigger? Is it a thought, emotional trigger? You find out and work it out. And for natural remedies for migraine, ensure that your food is not very spicy. And for everybody who's suffering from mood problems and irritation problems, please sote waqt आधा cup दूध is a necessity. One banana is a necessity in a day if it is not causing you cold. And having 10 raisins per day, soaked or not soaked, whatever way possible, having it every day helps. आपके लिए आप सुबह सुबह you can have white butter with a little bit of khadi shakkar, empty stomach on a daily basis, and see whether it works for you.
Awesome. So Swati Nayak is asking, I underwent C-section 17 months back, but still feel itchiness around the stitches. What could be the possible reason and any treatment for it?
Okay. See, when you have a C-section, the nerves also get damaged during suturing. During it's a natural process, and this irritation, itchiness, is it due to dry skin? First, check that out. Please apply some moisturizer or aloe vera gel on it on a daily basis. If in 3 4 days it is subsiding, then it is only due to dry skin. If that itching is so much that you're scraping your skin off, kindly meet your doctor and get it evaluated whether you have any infection there. Otherwise, wound healing is a long process. If you're feeling numbness around the stitches, it is absolutely normal. As nerves will grow back, it will go away. But itching, you will have to see whether it is a skin infection, get it evaluated. First, you apply aloe vera gel and see. It will settle in 3 4 days if it is just dry skin and nothing else.
Awesome. So, thank you so much, Dr. Manisha. And now we are just going on to the exciting part, which are the questions that we want you guys to answer to win the Koful gift hampers. So, the first question is, which seeds are high in calcium? And the second question is that we talked about a few Charak Pharma products that boost immunity. So, name any one of those products offered by Charak Pharma. And two lucky winners will be winning the Koful gift hampers. So please hurry up and leave your answers in the comment section below. And thank you so much, Dr. Mishra, for joining us today and giving us so much valuable information. And I would also like to inform our viewers that Charak Pharma products are available on all leading online portals. So definitely get your hands on them to experience the benefits of Ayurveda. And if you have any questions, please feel free to post them in the comments on their page and in the comments below. And Charak's Ayurvedic experts will get back to you with answers. And thank you so much again, Dr. Mishra, for taking the time out for us today.
Most welcome, and thank you so much, Arshia, for having us. And it was fun interacting with you and your audience. And I hope the session was helpful. And again, as I will tell your viewers, if you have any medical queries or concerns, you can always visit www.charak.com and ask your queries there. There are doctors to help you out.
Thank you
Okay?
so much, Dr. Mishra.
Most welcome. You take care.